9 days ago, I did a live stream about Little Haiti, and I was talking also about my father, how he spoke to me over the phone. And he said to me to wake up, and then exaggerated about my age being 32 years old. I'm not 32. So the way he spoke to me is exactly like my mom back in 2018 and also 19 and 20. She would and going on to 21. She would exaggerate about my age. When I'm 25, she's telling me I'm 26. And telling me that I'm a big grown man and I'm not gonna uh, have anything. And at the time I was attending community college for psychology. I already passed my classes, and it seems like she's not satisfied with the fact that I'm passing my classes. So the way my father talks not only reminds me of my mother, also my sister, because my sister, back in was it late August 2019, when me and my mom and also my sister walked out of the Walmart parking lot, my sister started talking to me as we crossed the street and got near to the bus stop. She's, I said to my sister, I said to my mom, I can't wait to go to school because I'm tired of going to the job training program, not getting anywhere. At least going to school shows that I'm going to, making progress with my life. And as soon as I said what I said to my mom, my sister cuts me off from speaking to my mother, and she said to me that I missed out on my 20s because at the time I was 25 years old. She said to me that I'm going to be in my 30s. I'm going to be in my 30s working so hard I wouldn't have any time to have fun. That's not my sister. My sister, she does not speak like that. Nope, that's not my sister. I never heard. And my sister at the time, she was what, 15 years old. She does not speak. That's not the way she speaks. No, I was 26 years old at the time. Yeah, and she was 16. That's not my sister. She never speaks to me that way. So I'm asking her, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? She just stares at me. Just stares at me. And she did the same thing. My sister behaved the same way back in September 28, 2021. One day there was an argument between my mom and my sister, and I was doing my schoolwork out, in the living room. That's where I live. I mean, that's my room, and that's where I live. So I broke up my mom and my sister from arguing. I broke up the fight, the argument between both of them. So my sister decided to come into the living room as I'm working on my logic and philosophy assignment. And she said to me, "Oh, everything with you is about school, college, college, college." And the way she speaks reminds me of my father in the future. So, as you know, I reunited with my father on February 1st, 2022. That was a Tuesday. And maybe a year later, or at least at least a year or two later, my father, when I started talking about school, as soon as I moved to this house, and started settling here, well, I moved to this house for January 4th, 2024. That was a Thursday, and I started settling here for a few months. He would confront me. Everything is about school, and also November 22nd, 2023, he confronted me. Everything's about with you, school, 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 school. And the way he speaks to me is exactly the way how my sister spoke to me years, from that, years ago at that time. November 23rd, that's November 22nd, 2022, no, 23. The next day the next day is Thanksgiving. So my father is speaking to me just like he spoke. The way he speaks to me is exactly like how my sister spoke to me on September 28, 2021, where she came out to the living room and she said, "School, school, school." And then she said to me that she's 20 years old and I'm 30 years old. I'm not 30 years old. I was 28 years old. And then she said, "You keep saying school." I said, can you please get out the living room? I'm trying to concentrate on my schoolwork." And she used to argue with me to distract me from doing my schoolwork. She's so fixated. She's really fixated and pushing this idea into my mind so I can start thinking negative, so I can distract myself from completing my schoolwork. That's why I started, connecting them. The way that people think are alike, and it's not just my father and my mother and who else, because of my sister and my father. They think the same way about me in school. They keep repeating, "Oh, you keep saying school, school, school." So there was a lady. Her name is Miss Bridget. So I went to the Jewish Community Center. So September 28, 2018. This is the first time I worked as a clerical aide at the Jewish Community Center because the welfare program sent me there, and I had to work there from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. So there was a 60-year-old volunteer. Her name was Bridget, and I started attending this job training program for what, from September 28, 2020. September 28, 2018, all the way to February 1st, 2019. And within within at least a few weeks settling into this Jewish community center, Miss Bridget asked me a question, or a month. She asked me a question. She said to me, "What are your plans?" Before she said, what are my plans?" There's something else she said to me. She said, "Hey, you, what is your story?" I said, "Huh? Why are you here? What was your previous employment?" I said, I was self-employed. Doing what?" She said. I said I was an online advertiser and I had a website. She said, "That wasn't making much money, huh? That wasn't making you much money?" I said, and I didn't say anything because she would understand why I stopped working at that job. It was because people sabotage my websites. They falsely reported my website for less so they can, uh, less competition. Because when you're promoting websites on the internet, you're competing with other people who have traffic, who receive traffic on the website, on search engines. If you click the first page you click online is exactly what you're going to see. That person's going to get all the traffic. So they know that they're promoting sponsors. So they don't want to lose their sponsorship, and they lose their website. They want traffic on their website. So they completely gang up on me and spam the website hosts, telling them that my website is illegal content and stuff. They got rid of my website. I stopped making thousands of dollars each week. It just went downhill, and completely the website, they stopped associate. The website's banned me, permanently banned me for life. Can't go. They can't even put my name on there. But anyway, Miss Bridget then asked me, "What are your plans?" I said, "My plans." I said, "I'm gonna go to college." She said to me, "What if college doesn't work out for you?" How would you know if college wouldn't work out for me? How would you know that? She said, "What if college?" She's asking me if college would work out for it. She's telling me that I wouldn't be able to continue college because she's the way she's thinking. She don't know me. How would you know that? What if college doesn't work out for you? How would you know that? You don't know me. You just only know me for what, a month or a few weeks. You don't know me. And the way she communicates with me is exactly like, I believe it was around December, November, December. Is exactly like Miss Sanchez. No, Miss Sanchez is the case manager for this shelter here. She works at the shelter. And Miss Turner, my current case manager, from my mom and my sister and me, she's on vacation to Jamaica. She went to Jamaica with her family. So I'm thinking there's something completely wrong here. Something's wrong. Something's not right. Something's definitely not right here. Something's not right. because she's telling me, Miss Sanchez is asking me what are my plans, just like Miss Bridget. What are my plans? She said I'm well spoken. You said that she's telling me that I said that I want to be a video game designer. And the last time I spoke to Miss Sanchez, that was around May 2018, and that day that she was taking over for Miss Turner, my current case manager, that was around late November to going on December 2018. And the way she spoke is the way Miss Sanchez spoke is exactly like Bridget. She's not. They're not both not supposed to talk to me that way because they don't know me completely. She doesn't know me completely or my situation, and that's why it ties back to my father and my sister. And there was another person who speaks exactly like my father because my father's already he completely dismissed the fact that I just got a bachelor's degree in psychology with the highest GPA, 3.9 GPA, and yet he's speaking to me like I never did anything with my life. He's speaking to me like I never achieved anything, like I never did nothing with my life. And the fact that I just graduated, that I recently graduated with a bachelor's degree in psychology with the highest GPA, and he's telling me to wake up. I'm 32 years old. I'm not. That's gaslight. He's gaslighting me because he's making me have doubts about my future. And this is the same way I was treated when I was a little kid. I had doubts about my future. I'm not gonna have a girl partner. I used to have negative thoughts that I'm not gonna have a partner. No one wants to be around me. I'm not gonna be no one, nobody. I'm not gonna have a house. And I used to have these dreams that I pick up from where I left off. Where in these dreams I would see people that I never met in my whole entire life, and they would behave aggressively towards me in the dream, as well as my classmates in real life would behave aggressively towards me, and they would tell me, like I had a girl in my fourth grade class, and she was also in my fifth grade class. Her name is Kimberly, and she said to me that my face is ugly and no girl wants to talk to me. Yet she's speaking to every boy in the class, as well as all the girls in the class, talking to the boys. So there is something wrong with her mind. It's a reflection of her mind. It's just like the key food cashier that I spoke about on my previous video, right? It's on a personal level because the lady, right, the cashier who works at Key Food, she's she's jealous that she can't eat the food that I can. She's jealous that she can't eat foods that I'm eating, and she's heavy set. She sees me eating these type of foods every single day. She can't eat them. Well, for Kimberly, she talks to me all the time. Me and her talks about video game, and the fact that she's saying this means that she must be attracted to me in such a way, and she feels that I should be the only one to talk to her out of all the girls in the class because she's jealous. If she sees me talk to other girls in the class, it wouldn't feel right for her. She wants me to be the only person to. She wants me. She wants to be the only person that I should talk to, the only one that I should talk to in the class, besides all the girls. And I started understanding, deciphering, understanding, empathy, and understanding her thought patterns. And that's why I started connecting them. But anyway, my father, who completely dismissed the fact that I just achieved a college degree in psychology with the highest GPA, he reminds me of Victor, my aunt's boyfriend from Tampa, Florida. This is the old apartment that I was living with. I was living my cousin Shanika. Me and my mom and sister, we lived with her from October 2nd, 2014, all the way to the first week of March of 2015. And I remember the first week living here, my aunt showed me around. my aunt Denise. She showed me around the whole entire me and my mom. She showed me and my mom around the whole neighborhood. But you need a car to travel here. To travel around, to get around, you need a car. It's really hard to get around. And usually what I would do, I would go to Burger King. That's what I would do. I would go to Burger King and sit there because that's the only place where I can have access to Wi-Fi. My cousin, she doesn't have Wi-Fi in her apartment. My aunt, she got access to Wi-Fi. She got access to internet. She never once asked me if I can use the internet or bring my computer there so I can fill out job applications. So almost on to the second week, going on to the second week, almost the second week, Victor, right, said something to me. But before Victor, my aunt Denise, I have my first video on YouTube shows my aunt Denise going crazy. My mom said, "You need to record her. You need to record her." So I pulled out my PS Vita and I recorded her behavior, and I uploaded it on my YouTube channel. And the video shows her just doing everything around, cursing. That's how she was behaving. That's not the first time. That's more than one time she's been exhibiting the same behavior where she's losing it completely. She had no self control over herself. So that time, it was at that time, the second week is when she was losing it. She completely lost it, and me and my mom and sister, we had to go over to my other aunt's, aunt's apartment. No, my aunt, Aunt Denise, the one who have a temper, that's her daughter's apartment. That me and my mom and sister and herself and also my other cousin staying. We all live in the same apartment complex. So as we going across the street to go to the next apartment complex, I remember the door was open, so my aunt let me and my mom and sister in, and we sat down on the couch. And as soon as we sat down on the couch, Victor, I don't even know Victor. Let me give you context about Victor. So April 2011, I was a junior in high school, and my mom said to me that I need to show my face to her sister because in a couple of months we're not gonna have a place to live. My mom said, "Why are you?" I said, "I'm not going. You have to go. You have to go." She said that she's gonna spend internet money so we can go to Indiana to stay there and stay there with her sister so she can get an apartment. So we can get an apartment together because she said she can't afford living in New York City no more. That's what she said to me. And at that time, I remember the person who picked us up, right, from the bus station, the Greyhound station, is my aunt's boyfriend and also my aunt. And he took us to some restaurant. We ate some food and some ice cream. And I remember going in my aunt's apartment, and Victor greeted us, and he was and my aunt Denny, my aunt Diane, she said that she met Victor when she's at the college because she's going to college to become a nurse, but eventually she ended up dropping out, and I only stayed there for 2 weeks, so I only know the gentleman for 2 weeks, but the minute back in Tampa, Florida, the minute he started talking about my age, he started bringing up my age. I said, "Hey, how does he know my age?" He said, I'm going to be 21 years. He said, "I'm 21 years old and I need to work." And the first week I stayed at this Tampa, at this stayed here at I lived in Tampa for what, a week in my cousin's apartment, and I just started walking around and getting to know the place, and I started applying for jobs. I just started applying for jobs and starting to get to know this place. So what is he talking about? He's talking to me like I never showed interest in working. So the way Victor spoke to me that second week of October of 2014 corresponds with my father, who spoke to me in the future. That was a few weeks back, where he's telling me that, you know, I'm 32 years old, which I'm not, and then and telling me that to wake up and saying who I got. You got, he's saying I got nobody. And just like my father's friend Tracy, she would put words into my mind. So something happened between me and my father when he was at the park. He started asking me about going to his funeral. He said, "Are you going to go to my funeral? Look what you did. Why didn't you go to your mom's funerals? You're not completely upright in the head." So I tell him that the cousins that the cousins that I, because me and my sister, we end up reunited with our cousins on February 1st, 2022, that Tuesday, after they heard that my mom, ended up gone. She's completely gone. She ended up passing away January 29th, 2022, which is a Saturday at 8:45 p.m. So they heard about it because through my mom's friend. I just reunited with my cousins, and that's the time. That was the time I reunited with them. But my father, the way he talks, is pretty weird. It is quite strange that he's bringing it up. He's bringing up my mom's funeral. Hey, you didn't attend your mom's funeral, but I'm telling him that the cousins didn't communicate with me. They only communicated with my sister. They asked my sister, because my mom's funeral, that was on February 18th, 2022. That was this Friday. Now my sister said to me on February 16th, 2022, Wednesday, that she's gonna stay at Joan's house. She won't be here on the Thursday. She said she's gonna leave. No, she said she's gonna leave on the Thursday, the 17th, because she had to attend the funeral the 18th. A lot of weird stuff was happening to make me, to set me up like Aunt B. I was set up just like I was set up August 27, 2011. I was framed to be some sort of psycho, wielding a knife and wanting to hurt my 10-year-old cousin, which I never did because I was asleep and I was trying to get up the stairs. And now he woke me up and I was trying to get up the stairs. I had no intention of doing nothing to nobody. I was minding my own business. But the setup is exactly like the way I described it on November 23rd, 2019, on my video that I uploaded on here on YouTube. That's why I noticed it corresponds. Their way of communicating is alike. Because Victor, right, he's retired, right? That was the second week of October 2014. Now, my father, in the future, he's also retired. Retired, he doesn't work no more. But anyway, Victor, instead of Victor telling me that I'm 21 and I need to get a job, if he's so concerned about me getting a job and he stays home all day watching Netflix and going on Facebook, why not drive me around? Say, look at this area. You think a person can walk? And there's no sidewalks. There's really no sidewalks when you get up. When you go, there's no sidewalks. There's really no sidewalks. There's a sidewalk here, but it's really hard to get by. Now, why would a person who knows that, I'm I'm I'm, I'm a new person. I'm new to this town. Why is it that he's not showing me around in his car? Hey, let me show you the different places that you can work at. Here, let me go to a job career center. He's not showing me around. He's doing all this talking, acting like he's concerned about me, when he's actually humiliating me in front of the family, as if the way he's talking to me, like he's a family, like he's a family member. He's not. He's not supposed to be talking to me this way because he's a complete stranger. He's not supposed to be telling me about my age because I never said my age to him. I never told him my age. I never told him that. I never said my age to him. I did say my name, but my age, no. He's talking to me like I never worked a day in my life before, and I graduated what, near to the time I was 20 years old. I turned 20 after a few months of graduate. I turned 20 years old. I just graduated. What, a year? That's definitely messed up. He's exaggerating. Something is wrong. Something bit me right now. Something is definitely wrong with their way of thinking, just like my father. But the way I'm learning is that they all think alike. So back in January 2019, I mentioned about characteristic traits, right? The way my father and Victor thinks, and my mom and my sister. My sister had brought up about my age. She said I'm 30 years old. I'm not. I'm 28. My father in the future said I'm going to be 30. I'm 32 years old. I'm not. I'm 31 years old. Well, and I notice how the behavior connect. It's like it's like I'm speaking to the same person. And that's what I said January 2019. I talked about characteristic traits. I said about this was about who? The shelter director from June 5th, 2018, June 5th or 7th of 2018. The first time I met the shelter director, that was that day where she and me and my mom and my sister had to go down to speak to her. And I remember the shelter director speaking down to me and my mom, saying about jobs. And I told her that I actually spoke to a person. I did a job interview just now. I just recently did a job interview for Target. And I talked about how the guy behaved on the phone and how they want me to work midnight morning shift. But the problem here is that it's really dangerous here in Jamaica Avenue. Even the cops don't want to stay outside at night, midnight morning. It's really dark. It's really hard to get around, and the buses runs really slow during midnight morning, really slow. Yet I remember I go out. I go to laundry mat. Wait, what time I go to the laundry like what 9 p.m. and I come out like 1 o'clock in the morning, and it takes the bus at least almost an hour to come to almost arrive. It takes an hour for the bus to arrive, man. And she wants me to put myself outside in danger, expose myself to danger. She's not doing that. The shelter director. She goes to work 9 a.m. and she comes in and she leaves 5 p.m. And she's speaking really aggressively towards me. She's telling me uh, how I'm gonna be in my how I'm gonna stay in a room all day. Like she's a shelter director and she doesn't even know her own job. Because you can't if you on cash assistance and public assistance, if you're on public assistance, food stamp and cash assistance, you're not gonna be able to stay in your room all day. You have to go outside. The welfare program is gonna send you to places to work from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. so you can build up job experience because they want you on cash assistance. They want you to be able to pay for your own food, be able to have a job so you can use the money that you made from your job so you can pay for your rent, pay for your food. And she had no idea how the welfare program works either. And I don't believe she's just completely blurting words out. Oh, you're gonna stay, you're gonna stay in your room all day while your mom is doing all the work. The nurse, the way she speaks to me is exactly like Nadine. That's what I said January 2019. Now Nadine, back in February 21st, 2000 and what 17, that was a Tuesday, she said to me that my mom is struggling and telling me that something's wrong with my sanity because I'm talking about how the jobs don't want to hire me, and I was saying that the government's made sure that the jobs, make sure to do the businesses like that here in Kissimmee, Florida, because there's a huge population of homeless people. The population of homeless people is large, and as well as Hispanic people. It's the jobs in Kissimmee, Florida, is populated with Hispanic people. And even though I'm saying that, she completely dismissed me. She cut me off like Nadine cut me off on February 21st, 2017, that Tuesday. And I said, you know what? Nadine and the shelter director, they both think alike. I started noticing the difference, the way she communicates. It's as if I'm speaking to Nadine through the shelter director. And the shelter director is thoughtless because she failed to realize that when you go in the shelter and come out the shelter, the security guards at the front lobby, they had to actually record your signature. You had to write down. You had to sign before you actually walk outside. And when you come inside, you have to sign. And there's an initial and there's a timestamp. And if the shelter director looks at the timestamp, she would see that I go outside really early in the morning to go to the library. And I come back like around, 3 or 4 p.m. She is stupid. She's really dim-witted. She's dim-witted. She's not thinking. It's as if someone wanted her to think this way. And she humiliated me in front of the new case manager who she introduced at that time, trying to make me look like there's something wrong with my brain. And I said, I have knowledge. I said to her, I have knowledge because I can make her I can make her look silly. That's what I mean by knowledge, because she's trying to tell me that I don't understand. She's trying to tell me I'm going to sit in the room all day when she don't know me. She doesn't know me. I don't know her. She don't know me. That's my first time meeting her. I have knowledge. I can prove to her that what she said is wrong, or is completely, what she said doesn't exist. Because I can go downstairs, contact the security guards, tell them dig through their archive where they show the sign in, the login sheet, where it shows that I go outside early in the morning every day. I have not stayed in. I've been going outside every single day early in the morning. She's not thinking logically, and she's not thinking it through. She's just the way the shelter director behave is exactly like Nadine. And then I think about April 5th, 2022, the Tuesday, and it always falls on a Tuesday, just like just like when Jose, my cousin, passed away. My mom asked me, "Hey," she started talking about synchronicity. She's saying, "Oh, everything's happening all at once." How Nadine is calling her, and she's looking at the, you know, she's look. My mom said to me that it made it look like that she planned to come to New York City to visit Jose's funeral. It's like someone is doing that, and then my mom questioned me: "Is that the machines? Did the machines bring me here?" Like she's showing signs of self-awareness. Did the machines bring me here so I can meet my yup. Tuesday, April 17th, 2018, Tuesday, when Nadine first arrived. When Nadine first, when I saw, when I first, when Nadine came to our Palm Hotel, our motel room, the Palm Hotel, that was November 1st, 2016. That's a Tuesday. And then when she showed up again, February 21st, 2017, that's a Tuesday. When Jose passed away, that was February 17th, 2018, that's a Tuesday. When when my cousins reunited with me after they heard that my mom passed away, and because all right, Nadine, November 1st, 2016, Tuesday, that was in Florida. February  21st, 2016, no, February 21st, 2017, that was Florida. And Jose passed away she passed away April 17, 2018. That's a Tuesday. Now for New York, that was in New York City. And for our family, for me and my sister reuniting with our cousins, that was February 1st, 2022. That's a Tuesday. And then again, April 5th, 2022, our other cousins and my aunt, they reunited with me on a Tuesday. Everything's always on a Tuesday. I noticed this how it falls. But anyway, my cousin on April 5th, 2022 had confronted me about my age when I asked her about, hey, you said to me on February 5th, 2022, this Saturday, that I need to be on I need to be on disability. She said, not disability, SSI. Instead of giving me an actual answer, she spoke to my aunt instead of me, like I'm dumb or something, like I'm stupid, saying the mother wouldn't let me put him on SSI. Yeah, because you're trying to say that I'm disabled, that I can't do things for myself. They have a really negative perception about me. They don't think I don't have any life skills. That's what I was talking about on the live stream. Doesn't matter. I can have a 3 point. It doesn't matter. I can have a 3.9 GPA. They still think I'm slow. They don't matter. They have a nasty attitude towards me, telling me I'm 29 years old. I need a roof over my head. Well, everybody needs a roof over their head. What's so special about me being 29? Everybody needs a roof over their head. And the same cousin And just like I said, my father is talking negative because he keeps listening to the cousins about me saying that I don't want to work and bringing up my age and talking negative, just like his friend Tracy, saying to me that I have nobody and saying I don't have no money and I'm 30 years old and I don't have no partner. And these are the words that Tracy is associating with. She's associating with word. The words that she's using is associated with my dreams from when I was a kid, where I used to have these negative thoughts, saying I'm not gonna have a woman, I'm not gonna have no money, I'm not gonna have a place to live, I'm gonna be in the street. They're using is these word these responses. It's as if someone's reinforcing these word these these information into my brain, like plugging them into my brain. They're being reinforced. It's as if they want to plug it into my mind so I can think negative about myself. Not only negative, so I can have doubts about myself. They want me to admit it to my mind. Admit. They're trying to get me to believe that I'm the one who's thinking this way and that they're not. But they're not self-aware that they're saying these words to me. That's why I said it's not just gaslight. It's also more than just gaslight. Gaslight doesn't discuss about cryptic messages. They don't use those concepts for gaslight. Those are cryptic messages. They're embedding words into my mind. That the people who are speaking to me, like my father, Victor, my mom, embedding words into my mind to prepare my mind for the future so I can have doubts about myself to keep me in the same category because the program did that to me when I was in elementary school with special ed. I got left back 2 times in school and they said I have learning disability. They said I don't know how to get along with people. Mind games. It's mind games. That's when I started understanding that there's something wrong with the way people think about me. They all correspond. But I'll talk more about this on my live stream. So thank you for watching.